Cleaning Nation, welcome to another episode of the Grow My Cleaning Company podcast. I always want to start with taking a quick moment to thank you for sharing the show, for all the great reviews on iTunes. Keep them coming, for the kind of feedback I get from you personally and on our Facebook group. If you are listening to the podcast, check out the YouTube channel. If you're watching us on YouTube, check out the Facebook group. No matter where you're listening or accessing this from, go to growmycleaningcompany.com. I just shared an amazing opportunity in a video, a magic tool to grow your cleaning company. If you dig the show, you are going to love all the tools available to you at growmycleaningcompany.com. Today, we are talking with Wale Oyekanmi from DW Cleaning. DW has served the Lagos, Nigeria area with commercial cleaning services since 2015. If you want to reach out to Wale, you can get a hold of him at www.dwcleaning.com.ng. Wale, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Glad to have you,
man. I'm glad I'm speaking with you.
Yeah, likewise. Glad to be speaking with you, my friend. And this is, I think we've done one other episode in Nigeria, but I love talking with our friends across the world, man. That's so exciting. So first and foremost, What does DW stand for in the DW Cleaning?
DW is an acronym between my wife and myself. My wife's name is Deborah. My name is Wale. So when we wanted to start, we tried, sorting out so many names. Somehow they were not, they couldn't match. So we just decided to use the first alphabet of our names, which D stands for Deborah and W stands for Wale. So that's how we came about DW Cleaning.
All right. Well, I would say the bulk of our listeners, we have them worldwide. I think we're in 50 or 60 countries now, but the bulk of our listeners are in the United States. So I would love to hear what's your kind of take on the cleaning business, the state of the cleaning business in Nigeria. Give us a little bit of background.
Well, the cleaning business in Nigeria is very huge. We have so many, companies currently into the cleaning business, and it became, about 5 years ago. Prior to this time, it was not so, big like this. But presently, as I speak to you, we have so many companies, especially in Lagos State, which I reside. And of course, like I said, we have more than 5,000 cleaning companies doing all different categories of cleaning, from residential cleaning, janitorial service, industrial, commercial cleaning. But currently, of course, the small guys are there, just basically into small cleanings and all that. But the cleaning industry in Nigeria has a very good prospect. Of course, the legislation has not been properly, tied down by the government, but it has a lot of prospect. I see the cleaning industry in 5-10 years to come as going to be, a good cash cow in the Nigerian economy.
And you're on the commercial side, correct? You focus on cleaning buildings for companies, not residences, correct?
Yes. Okay. My major strengths are in commercial, janitorial, and post-construction cleaning.
Okay, perfect. That sounds very similar to what folks do here in the States. So let's jump in, man. How can I help you today?
Okay. Well, majorly, I had so many challenges, and I was just googling the internet, trying to, look for a solution. Then I stumbled on your website. And when I stumbled on your website, I read, the remarks. I saw so many people giving so many testimonies, and I was fascinated. And that was what, led me to start talking with you. And usually, as a startup, I'm currently a startup, with less than, my current staff strength is about 25, including myself. And so many challenges I face. Number one challenge I face is branding. How do I, what do I need to do to stand out from the crowd? And number two, what marketing technique or strategy do I need to adopt to ensure that, I succeed in a business?
Okay, so what I hear you saying is you're just starting up and you want to know how you can stand out from there sounds like it's a very competitive landscape out there, and you want to know how you can stand out from everyone else. Do I understand you right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're correct.
Well, first of all, if you've only been in business, you said you started in 2015. We're recording in 2017. So if you've only been in business 2 years and you've already got 25 employees, that's a heck of a good start, my friend. So I want to congratulate you on what you've accomplished already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. The good news is the question you're asking, I get a little nervous sometimes if I get international clients. I want to make sure I can give them feedback that's going to be appropriate. The good news is the question you've got is exactly the same in Nigeria as it is in Europe, as it is in the States, Mexico, South America. Cover the world, it's going to be the same. The way that you stand out, especially as a startup, and I feel like I beat this drum over and over, but it's the right answer, is to get a niche. It is impossible to stand out if you're everything to everybody. If I wanted to help owners of cleaning companies, or if I just wanted to help owners of companies and I had no niche, it would take me decades and millions of dollars to get to the place of like an Anthony Robbins or somebody that's just been doing this for 20 years and has a ton of money and is known as I help business owners, right? That's too general. But when I say, hey, I want to help owners of cleaning companies, I can stand out very quickly. We've only been doing this podcast for not even 3 years, and we're pretty well known in this space. So the same thing happens with you. If you just want to clean businesses, how are you going to compete with companies that have been in business for longer than you, have more resources than you, have more employees than you? It's nearly impossible. But if you want to get to be the guy or the company that specializes in restaurants or doctor's offices or car, out here they have lots of car dealerships. I don't know if they have a lot of that have lots of buildings. I don't know if that's how it is out there. Daycare centers, golf courses, whatever you want to specialize in, it's much easier to become the expert, the company that is just known for cleaning car dealerships than it is just to be a commercial cleaning company. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts of what a good target customer or niche customer might be for you out there?
Currently, I'll be a little bit more specific. Currently in Nigeria, of course, there are so many companies here, so many corporate companies. Most of the corporate companies in Nigeria, love to outsource their cleaning services, for so many reasons, which we know. But number one is for let the expert, handle it so that they can focus on their core businesses and all that. But sometimes, when I started, my initial challenges were, I try to approach them, and they tell me that, Mr. Wale, DW, no, we want somebody who has been in the business for 5 years, 10 years. And I, most of the time, tell them that it doesn't matter whether I've been, even though I've worked in a cleaning company before. I know about the cleaning industry.
Hold on. You're not answering the question. The question is, are there any potential niches that you've identified so far? You're moving on to other problems that isn't part of this question. Are there niches that you could seek after?
Okay. The potential niches I have identified so far is, number one, I created a logo, or can you rephrase the question? I don't really understand.
So you can't sell to everybody. We need to pick a niche, a specific customer, a specific type of customer that you're going to focus on and become an expert on. What type of customer do you think might be a good customer to focus on? Is it doctors? Is it dentists? Is it car dealerships? Is it childcare? Is it restaurants?
Okay. The type of customer that I focused are the corporate client. And when I mean the corporate client, usually I focus more on corporate organization, quote and unquote, which cuts across different industries.
Yeah, we need to hold on. We need to be much more specific than that, because what we're going to do is different organizations have different pains. So corporate isn't specific enough, because different corporate clients are going to have different pains and have different needs. For you to become an expert, and that's what they're saying, you're too new, I don't trust you, I need someone that's an expert. If you shrink your focus and focus only on one type of a customer, you can become an expert on that customer very quickly. So corporate that would be like me saying, I'm going to serve businesses as opposed to people. Well, businesses could mean anything. I need to pick a specific business. I only help owners of cleaning companies. Right off the bat, if you hear grow my cleaning company and you own a construction company, I'm not for you. But if you own a cleaning company, you're going to go, wow, this guy gets exactly what I need. So step one, I can't emphasize this enough, is a specific niche, a specific type of customer. Corporate's too general. Can you be more specific? Pick one type of corporate customer that we want to focus on.
Okay. I want corporate customers in the banking sector.
There
the
we
banking
go.
industry.
Banking industry. Now we're talking. Yeah. Even banking industry is too much. Can we just pick banks? Are banks common there?
Okay, banks, yeah.
You have to pick a niche that there's enough of, right? If you're willing to travel, for us it'd be 30, 40 miles. I'm assuming it's in kilometers there. But if you're willing to travel X amount of kilometers from your business or your home base, you need to make sure that there are enough banks within that area to fill to hit the goals that you want. Are there enough banks that you could have that as your niche? And if you just did banks, that there'd be enough to keep you in business, or no?
Yeah. For two things. In Nigeria, there are enough banks. Currently, we have about 25 banks in Nigeria with branches all over the country. Branches in total of all the banks is, I'm sure, I've not counted it lately, but I know is a number to more than 1,000. So one of my niche in that area is the janitorial services. Janitorial services, I mean by corporate office cleaning. Where I have residential cleaners in those offices and I monitor them there. That's one of my niche. And the second one, which is my primary, core area, is the post-construction cleaning. And of course, in the post-construction cleaning, I look at, ready to use buildings that are under renovations or about to be completed. Buildings across the city, majorly in Lagos State. I don't work for now. I've not gone to another state. I only restrict myself just to the state I live, which is Lagos State.
Okay, so we got to be clear on what a niche is. I understand we only do janitorial services. That's great. Obviously, You don't deliver pizza or do childcare, right? You have to pick one business. Within that business, obviously, you're going to have a trading area, right? You're not going to clean. Yes. If I have a business office here in the United States, you're not going to clean that. So we understand, of course, you're only going to do one business, and you're only going to do that business in a certain trading area within a certain amount of distance from your office or your home. I understand that. Within that, you've already told me you've got 2 or 3 niches. You're saying, I'm doing banking, I'm doing corporate, I'm doing construction cleanup. You are too small as a new company to do all 3 of those well. So what happens is you do all 3 of them poorly. We need to pick. You ask me, how do I stand out? How do I get people's attention? How do I get them to look at me? You have to specialize in their office. That would be like if I told you, I help owners grow, and I help realtors, and I help owners of cleaning companies, and I do a little real estate help, and I coach people on how to raise their kids. You're not interested because I don't understand you. When I say, Wale, all I do is help owners of cleaning companies all day in, day out. I don't talk to anyone else. I don't help anyone else. This podcast is all about you. It's all for you. My Facebook group is only owners. Everything I do is owners of cleaning companies. You're going to trust me pretty quickly that I know what I'm doing. But if I go, I'll help you a little bit and I'll help this other guy a little bit, the needs of the post-construction cleanup people are very different than the needs of corporate America. Within corporate Nigeria, sorry about that, the needs of bankers in corporate Nigeria are very different than the needs of insurance people, which are very different than, so you've got too many niches. I keep saying you got to pick a niche, and you keep explaining to me, I don't have a niche. I do everything. I do a lot of things for a lot of different people. That's why you're not getting standing out. It's like, again, if I came to you and said, hey, Wale, I can help you with your cleaning company, or if you have a car wash, I can help you do that, or if you want to be a real estate agent, I can help you do that, or if you want to learn how to fish, I can help you do that. Do you see how you're not going to trust that I'm really good at any of those things, right? And it's too many messages for too many different people. Just starting out, I'm going to say, this is my niche. I only help owners of cleaning companies. So we need to get that same thing with you. I'm telling you, post-construction cleaning and janitorial services are like 2 separate businesses. So you're like, I'm having a hard time starting these 2 businesses at one time. Well, of course you are. We need to pick one business and do really well at that. So I'm going to finish kind of what you need to do, because in the time that we've got, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to be able to help you get a niche. But once you've got a very specific niche, post-construction cleanup is not a niche. Post-construction cleanup for who? Or if you're going to do that, that's all you should do is post-construction cleanup. If you're going to do janitorial services, could be banking, could be whatever. Pick one specific company. And what you're going to do is you need to understand their pain better than anybody else. Why they hire cleaning company better than anybody else. And for post-construction cleanup, it might be because if they don't get it, you're the last person in, and if it doesn't look good, they're not going to get paid, or their customers are going to be upset. Whatever that is you need to understand that and be able to communicate it better than your competitors. The reason you don't understand it better is because you've got too many customers. I understand owners of cleaning companies better than anyone else on the face of the earth because I've talked to literally hundreds of you, maybe thousands, and I've spent hundreds and definitely thousands of hours learning about you and your pain and how to help you. That's all that I do. So I can look at any owner of a cleaning company in the world and go, I know more about you than anybody else on the face of this earth. I couldn't do that if I said, well, sometimes I help you and sometimes I help you and sometimes I help you. So you're doing the same thing. You're like, well, I know a little bit about post-construction cleanup. I know a little bit about corporate companies. I know a little bit about banking. I know a little bit about residential. I know a little bit about a lot of things. But your customers don't want that. They want you to know a lot about them. So you can't do that until you pick a niche. So you've got to pick a very specific business that has pain, right? If they're comfortable and happy and they're like, I don't care. We don't have any pain around our janitorial services. It's easy. We pick any janitor. It's cheap and we never have any problems. That's not the niche that you want because there's nothing for you to solve. You want someone that's like, oh my gosh, the janitorial company makes me crazy. It's the most frustrating thing I have to deal with. I keep hiring people. It never works. That's pain. You want pain. And budget. They have to have money. If they don't have any money to pay for your services, we can't help them. So when you pick a niche, you want someone that has a lot of pain, plenty of budget, and lots in common. I promise you the post-construction cleanup have very little in common than a dentist office that needs cleaning, which has very little in common with a bowling alley, which has very little in common with corporate clients. So you've got to get specific in your niche, understand their pain better than anyone else, and be able to communicate that message better than anyone else. Once you do that, I promise you'll stand out. People won't care. I've never had anyone ask me, how long have you been coaching? Doesn't matter because I know them better than anyone else. And just by conversing, they go, oh, wow, this guy gets me better than some general business coach I talk to because all he does is cleaning. He uses the words I use. He uses the terms I use. He understands the pain I have. That's where we need to get you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. Absolutely.
All right. Good. We're running out of time, and I want to make sure you get the opportunity to share. So we're going to hit the lightning round. I'm going to give you 3 quick questions, and I can't wait to hear your answers. Question number 1, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
The best piece of advice I've received is never give up. Because honestly speaking, since the time I started this business, I've had challenges that I was almost giving up and just to dust my resume again and go and apply for another job. I talked to my mentor about it. He told me, a step at a time. Keep learning. And because of my attitude to learning, that's how I met you on the internet. I have a conscience, and because of that energy inside of me, because of the capacity to look for more knowledge and information, that's it. So the number 1 piece of advice I've received in recent time is never give up on your dream.
That is excellent advice. You can never lose until you give up. I couldn't agree more. Question number 2, what's the biggest mistake you've made in the cleaning business that we can all learn from?
Wow. I think the biggest mistake I made was number 1. I was trying to clean a marble floor, and I bought a chemical, just on the shelf in the supermarket, and I didn't read the prescription very well. I applied it on the floor, and guess what?
I'm guessing nothing good.
And guess what? I spoiled the floor. The floor was actually a black tiles. Then I just bought it. I didn't take time to read the label very well, and I applied it. Of course, I applied it wrongly, and by the time we were cleaning it up, the black tiles has turned to white. I tried so much. A lot of time, the client was pissed off.
I bet.
Was really pissed off, and it cost me. Because of that, I couldn't ask for my balance, so I left it with him. So I regretted it. So I regretted the action, and to be honest, I lost the client.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, good. Thank you for sharing that. And maybe that can save someone else from having to go through the same suffering that you had to go through. Last question. What's one idea that Cleaning Nation can put into practice right away? Something very easy to implement they could do today.
Can you rephrase that question again?
Yeah, just an idea to help people improve their business or their lives that's easy to implement. Something they can, right as soon as this podcast is over, they can go put into place immediately.
Okay, I think one idea the cleaning industry needs, we need more mentors. We need more mentors in this industry. There are so many people doing this business wrongly. There are so many people using just feel that okay, the cleaning industry is a very easy industry to start up. They just come and then those set of people are actually abusing the industry, and they because most of the time when I talk to my clients, before they call me or sometimes they must have given the job to two or three people, then probably they didn't do the job rightly. Now they are talking to me. Probably I'm the third person they are calling. So we need a lot of mentors in this industry. We need a lot of leaders. We need strong regulation, strong labor. In Nigeria, for example, we need the government to support in terms of appropriate legislation. We also need create more hygiene school. Yeah, of course. In Nigeria, I wouldn't know whether in the United States we don't have any cleaning, a specialized cleaning janitorial school in Nigeria. So, obviously, everything you learn is usually just by probably by trade. So those are some of the things I would recommend if I have the opportunity. We need like an hygiene school in Nigeria whereby it grows new talent, grows new people just entering the business at the point of entering the business they know what the business is all about, and we have leaders and we have quality mentors who are going to in terms of learning, in terms of passing knowledge, in terms of educating young ones, people to take the business to the next level.
Okay, and that's
I don't know if I answered that correctly.
Yeah, no, thank you, Wale, for joining us. That's what we do here. I am a mentor to the cleaning business, so I know we're over here in the States, but luckily we've got the beautiful thing called the internet, so there's lots of global learning available. Thank you for joining us, Wale. Thank you for sharing your passion, your desire to grow. I appreciate you. I know Cleaning Nation appreciates you. If you want to check out Wale's show notes page, it's all at growmycleaningcompany.com. I'll see you there.
Congratulations! You are now 16% smarter. Still can't get enough cleaning goodness? Go to www.growmycleaningcompany.com for more of the good stuff. Ever want to be rich and famous? Owners of cleaning companies as well as industry experts can apply to be featured on the show by emailing our producer Natalie at support@growmycleaningcompany.com. Until then, don't miss out on all the latest cleaning industry lovin' at www.growmycleaningcompany.com. Check it out now.